said, I think I'm all set here because I'm gonna taper right over all this stuff. There's no high spots. So I'm gonna fill up my mud tray and I'll be back. So the first thing I need to do before I start this is I just dampened and squeezed out the paper towel here. We're gonna make sure we get off any dust from the taping here. You get a much better bond if it's wiped off. All right. I'm gonna start by just laying this on. I'm going wider this time. I want this to flare out nice. Just put one right in the windowsill. Wiping a lot of this back off. Now soon I'll be working with my bigger knife. I'm making sure I'm pressing that up good against. Gotta get a little up in here. This is awkward because this is kind of a weird position, but I want to get it on the end of the tape here, so I can taper that down a little bit, like so. I can see the end of the tape here, so I'm just pulling it off the end and off to the... All right, now it's time to work with the big knife. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little twisting motion, so I'm putting more pressure on this outside edge and less in the center. And we're overlapping our strokes here a little bit. I want to get it even with the front like that. Again, I'm twisting towards from the back. I'm twisting up more. The same thing right now. Unfortunately, I haven't got a pocket in the middle here, but I think I got a lot of mud on there. Because the trick isn't to load it up, you know. I'm twisting towards the back again. I'm almost ready to leave that. I gotta get that out of there. Sometimes the more you mess with it, the worse you make it. Should have left well enough alone. All those air bubbles. mucked it all up. Trying to do too much. There we go. I'm gonna do one more stroke here, and I think I'm gonna leave. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna catch those edges. All right, we're gonna leave that go. It's gonna be the third coat after we give it one more quick. Well, I don't know if I showed this before. We're changing all the hinges and handles. I've changed the handles on these cabinet doors. We decided to take them down while we paint. So I'm using the same screws again because there's plastic inserts that they put in here. So the old hinges just go in the box. Get this done. It's got to be done. So while I'm waiting for other stuff to dry and so on and so forth, we'll just start installing the new hinges. They line up with the plastic inserts. I got this clutch set very low on this. So I want to strip these out. That's pretty much it. I've taped them and numbered them. That's it for the hinges. I got to do all these top doors got to come off. Now these ones still have the old hinges, but they have the new handles. Over here, I already put the new hinges on, so I just got to take the doors down. So, and these have all been done with the new hinges and handles. They're not coming off. So I just got to work my way around. Some of the holes have to be drilled bigger because the screws are bigger for the new handles than the old handles. Wouldn't you guess? Alright guys, we'll come back. I'm going to do kind of a wide angle view on this because I haven't got any other way of holding this. But I'm going to take the old handle off. This door has old handles. I'm saving them, I don't know why. Maybe I'll put them in my wood shop. I don't care if I got fancy handles, do I? Alright, so that goes in the scrap bag. These guys gotta come out. Oh, there's a bug in that one. Hope he died. He's stuck. What do you got smashed now? Now, unfortunately, this is required to, as I said, we got to remount some of these holes because the door handles didn't come on parallel. Electrical tools, where'd they go? Oh, duh. Right under the camera. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm measuring. That's exactly 1 inch. See, that's off. So I've got to, when I bore this hole, I've got to waller it out a little bit. So I'll get my other beast. And what I do is I start it at an angle. All right. And hopefully that gives me enough wallering room. Get the new handle. Fancy, isn't it? Just start the screw. This is a, the typical pain in the ass you run into. All I'm going to do is I'm going to look down along this and make it look parallel to this front. And there you go. Let's put the left foot in, put the right foot out. Let's see if I'm looking over here now. And put those new hinges back in there. Now when you order hinges, you got to remember you order the correct overlap or offset, whatever they call it, so that your door sits on the hole that was created for it in the cabinetry centered. So they always make the doors that are surface mount like this larger than the hole, and it has to overlap on each side of the hole equally. And your hinges, you can get them as low as a 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4, 1 1/4 inch. I think these are quite wide. I think these are 1 1/4 inch, so these will let the door overlap the hole by quite a bit. Okay, so I decided this is the upper. I'm going to call this one 3, just because I've already used 1 and 2. And I'm going to go over to the hole and mark the other one. Well, I've gotten all the upper cabinets down and got the new hinges and handles put on them, and they're stored in the living room now so we can paint. We're going to tape up plastic all around here so we don't dribble on the cabinets or the appliances. I'm still going to take this corner cabinet back down because I want to be able to paint that little tiny sliver, and I won't have to worry about cutting in. I'll just cut it in around there, and then when it's dry, slap it back up. It's only got like 4 screws in it. Now I got to go and do all the hinges and door handles on the lower cabinets over here. I think that's all I've got left. Oh, and I lied. These two got to come down and get hinges on them. So those are my next victims. Well, I'm at that stage where the soffit's just about ready, prepared. We've got things taped off, got plastic on the counters, the new counters over the new thing. I shouldn't be slopping too much. I did go around and patch up a few more ripples, so I've got to wait a little while until that sets up, but it's just a very thin coat. Soon I'll be able to cut my new light in. And I decided if I got the paint out, I'm going all the way around the room. So if you watch the blue tape, that's where I need to come down to for the top of the wainscot. And so I'll be going all the way around the whole row here. I'll probably start here in this corner and do the kitchen first, because the wife really wanted to get the kitchen done and all the doors back on, and then I can get all the trim back up. We're going to leave this the valance down while the guys. We're going to have our backsplash made out of the same thing as our quartz countertop, but it's much thinner, and go right up around the whole window with it without any window trim, just so we don't ever have to deal with that again. It's waterproof, durable. Bada boom, bada bing, eh? Alright, so soon we'll be doing good morning, fans and friends of Bob's Barn Workshop. Okay, here we are for another day. Sorry I didn't record this, but I did what I'm hoping is the final 3rd coat on that patch. I just took my 8-inch knife and made long sweeping outward strokes, trying to make sure I tapered on either side of each joint tape line that you can see. I mean, to see this, you're going to have to get up under here anyway. Nobody's going to look up there, so I've got a feeling as soon as that's dry, I can sand it out. There might be a couple of tiny little pinholes I might have to hit again, but that does that. See, I like it just about painted as it is, and you wouldn't know the difference. So then we're going to get to painting this whole place soon. So the adventure begins. I'm ready to start painting the soffits. I'm ready to start painting the walls. I got my pan ready. I got to cut into this a little bit first. We'll see how she looks. Got a chunk of crap in it already. Leftover paper. Over here in the corner, I gotta do this up with a Q-tip or something to get back in that little tiny crack. And how you do this is you start below and push up. And let her roll right across, and you'll get a super crisp line just like that. And that's as good as I can do it against that line. I get a little paint on a roller. I'm using a small roller for this. No sense of going too crazy. And of course your roller, it's real nice texture to it. That's one of the keys of a roller. Touch my paint here. I'm trying not to get it on everything, you know. On anything I don't want it on. That's the start. Here I can give a little texture. Alright, I'm getting down to the last part of the wall here. I'm having a little trouble with getting this to cover well, actually. So it's telling me it needs 2 coats. Which, well, that's okay, because that'll make for a real nice coat of paint. Alright, I got the splashing in here is the little pad cutting in tool, soaking in the sink. Alright, get your roller close to the ceiling, but don't touch the ceiling. Texture up that a little bit. I'm going to dry roll this out because this goes next. And I'm going to finish it up with a little roller. Which I keep bagging so it doesn't dry out. Watch out. Watch out. This is a good little roller. This 4-inch size is not a bad size. I mean, if you got tight areas to get around. And it's exactly the same nap as the other roller was. I'm going over where I filled in with the get a little bit extra on here. The only reason I got the tape on there as a guideline, it isn't a finite line that has to be crisp because it's going to eventually be covered with the top rail of the wainscot that's going on. So, now I just got that little strip above the door, one more load in the roller. And we'll be done. I turn the frame against the ceiling, acts as a guide. It's over here now. I think you can see. It's always good to get a job done, ain't it? Knowing that you got to do it all over again. But the next time, the finished coat will just probably slide on with less. I could probably coat it in an hour and a half. Alright guys, that's it. The upper half is now painted the darker beige, and the bottom's going to be a forest green. Going to look gorgeous. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of little speckles. I don't know if you can see those coming through. And I rolled the crap out of that. I don't know why it doesn't want to. Maybe what's underneath it is you know, something on the surface of the thing left over from the wallpaper paste that didn't want to make it stick. But we won't have to cut in so precisely either. Alright guys, we'll be back.